Back with us on the SportsMax zone. Earlier this week, the Jamaica Football Federation, JFF, announced new policies dealing with sexual harassment, whistleblowing, and safeguarding children and young people in the organization. This is the statement they issued on Monday. Part of it reads, the JFF aims to provide a safe working environment and prohibits any form of sexual harassment. Hence, any act of sexual harassment or related retaliation against an employee is unacceptable. This policy, therefore, intends to prohibit such occurrences and details the procedures to follow when an employee believes that a violation of the policy has occurred. Making a false complaint of sexual harassment or providing false information regarding a complaint will also be treated as a violation of the policy. In relation to the whistleblower policy, the JFF says this will allow its members, players, and affiliates all to report any improper or illegal conduct which adversely affects the entity or is contrary to the public interest without fear of punishment or reprisal. Joining us to talk about the policies implemented or introduced is the chairman of the JFF's technical committee and the head coach of Cavalier SC, Rudolph Speed. Rudolph Speed, good afternoon. Welcome to the SportsMax Zone again, sir.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
All right. The obvious question to ask, Rudolph, is what took the JFF so long?
That is true. But it's something that we recognize. Also, I mean, there's more awareness now based on what is happening in the United States. I mean, you have heard of happening all over the world. FIFA of it. They are parent, but they kind of guide. So you're correct. It took long because we thought it was a problem before, but even though we don't think it's a problem here, it's something that we have to put in place for people who are there. Right?
Rudolph, hold on for us. Let's try to reconnect the call. Your connection is a little dodgy, and I want my viewers to hear everything you're saying. So just give us a second. We'll call you right back. So we're trying to reconnect Mariah with Rudolph Speed, JFF Technical Committee Chairman, reacting to the introduction of important policies.
Yeah, and you asked the best question at the top to Rudolph Speed, and it's the first thing I thought about when I read the policies and whatnot is, why did it take them so long? You know, these are things in 2023 I would expect that, you know, would have been implemented. But George, it's better late than never. Mm-hmm. And of course, I'm looking forward to see the policies implemented. They're all great, especially the time that we live in. I like the one specifically about children, that's catered to children, you know, to ensure that they feel protected and safe. So looking forward to the chat now.
Yeah. Rudolph, are you hearing us clearly?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
All right, good. Right. So you were saying that you were in responding to the question of what took us so long to get here. You were explaining the things that the JFF had to do to bring these policies to life.
Yes, I was saying that although what happens is that the awareness of these happenings worldwide, not necessarily in Jamaica, is something that is of great concern to our parents and us. So we decided that, you know, the JFF should really put all of these policies in place, even though if there was such a complaint, we would have acted on it. But it's best for us to have these policies in place word by word so people can follow the procedures.
Yeah. So again, another obvious question, Rudolph, is this. Have these policies come now, and perhaps it is that their drafting and crafting was hastened by incidents within the walls of the JFF that the organization felt, well, you know, we ought properly to have policies to handle these things. We don't want problems to mushroom into scandals, into massive crises. Was that part of why we have these policies now?
No, I'm not aware of any breach of these policies, no. But for instance, like the safeguarding children and young people policy is something that we have even put in our coaching courses, all the courses. It is compulsory for them to do a course on that in coaching courses. So, no, we're just trying to get up to date, with what the world is doing and ensure that there's a blueprint if any of these things happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. My question to you, were these policies influenced in any way by FIFA?
No, but we are, I mean, remember just the other day, we had an incident. There was some talking about it happening in America and in Canada with some harassment. So we're aware of those things, and we're just making sure that, we're up to date with the policy.
Yeah, and the whistleblower policy, one that's, of course, very, very interesting to me, where directors, officers, employees, and whatnot, they can disclose information, of course, in good faith. So how do you determine, or do you think that those working in the organization would have the confidence to come forward if they think that these things are happening? Is there such an environment in the JFF that, will purport people coming to those in authority and, of course, letting them know if situations may arise?
Yes, but basically, this policy was voted on unanimously mostly by the board. So clearly there are people in the hierarchy of the JFF who is very responsive and understands that these are necessary measures to take. It's a part of our governance procedure that we're trying to strengthen. So the door is wide open for persons to approach the CEO or director to see fit to ensure that their voices are heard if any of these things occur. So it's a positive step for us. It wasn't brought on because people mandated it or there was something happening. It's just a part of us trying to. We did other policies recently too, like a procurement policy. So we're really trying to make sure that our corporate governance is perfect. So that's what we're aiming to do. And you'll be seeing us putting in more policies and procedures in place.
Yes, of course. And the sanctions, there are sanctions if you misuse the policy. So let's just say somebody decides to make a false accusation against somebody working at the JFF or whatnot. They too will be punished. Maybe you can give us an idea, if you know, as to like some of the sanctions or just the level of sanctions.
Well, I mean, it's really HR after the person is found guilty and not guilty. It's really HR. There's different levels of offenses, and we know what happens. With these levels, usually a separation somewhere, partial separation or separation for a time. Those would be the factors.
Rudolph, I'm keen to ask about the as it relates to the sexual harassment policy and the whistleblower policy. The tribunal or body that will adjudicate on matters reported, because you know that our very small society is a natural roadblock to persons coming forward with certain sensitive information, especially as it regards accusations against persons with whom they have to work, with whom they have to interact. The smallness of the society discourages people from doing that in the main. And then people who are accused and who have close relationships to people who may sit on arbitration tribunals, this may be a concern. What is the mechanism within the policy for dealing with those things? And is that mechanism sufficiently removed from the process to give someone the confidence that if I report it here and it's arbitrated there, there is no chance that someone inside will be able to influence what the arbitrators find?
Well, remember that these policies does not circumvent the law of the land, right? So, I mean, persons, if they have any one of these issues, they're encouraged to get legal representatives. So that person will be able to safeguard whatever statement or safeguard their position as best as possible. But also remember that for some of these positions, you have the IDC, you have the Ministry of Labor, so there's a whole host of not just the JFF resources that you can use if you feel if there's something you need to bring forward here. So there are a lot of options.
Right, but outside of the industrial relations mechanisms that you mentioned and the law itself, say for instance somebody says, you know what, I feel uncomfortable around this person. I mean, insofar as the law is concerned, there isn't anything hard and fast against someone feeling discomforted in the presence of someone else. But they report that and they don't want the coach to then not pick them or not give them a fair shake because they have complained to not feeling comfortable in the coach's presence. The question is, if the people who that will be reported to and who will then deliberate over that, are they sufficiently removed from the person against who a claim can be made against so that the person reporting it can feel comfortable to make the report? That's the question.
Yeah, but that's a natural process. So for instance, okay, we have different age groups that we deal with. We have minors and we have adults. Most likely, if a minor complains about the adult about one of these things, it's almost like instantly we would have to take action without even thinking if it is true or not. It is more a case that we would have said to the adult that you need to stand down until you can deal with this, while an adult could be handled a little bit differently.
Yes.
So that is the two dynamics. We are aware of it.
Hear you on that. All right, let's talk minimum coaching requirements now, because the JFF also announced some of those that they'll be implemented across local leagues from next season. So to coach in the Premier League, you need a CONCACAF B license, or you must be actively registered in a B license program. Tier 2, men's and Premier League for the women's, CONCACAF C license or actively registered in pursuit of same. And for the Major League, you must have a JFF D license or a JFF Advanced Level 2 certification or actively registered in the pursuit of those credentials. And the aim for putting in these requirements, Rudolph Speed, is what?
Well, I mean, I could just give you two words: better coaches make better players. So this is a part of our trust to ensure that the quality of the coaching rises in our whole. I mean, we have a coaching education program that is very robust, active, and trying to continue. We also have, so what we wanted to do was to build a standard. So we want all our Premier League coaches to be on the same level so they can compete at the same level in terms of the knowledge that they're coaching. Those coaches have to impart to the players. And it's a long road, because pretty soon we want Premier League coaches to have an A license. We're planning to have an A license course next year in Jamaica. So that is really a progression that we're trying to do. So we're trying to encourage coaches to get qualified, right? We're also trying to encourage that every single player in Jamaica will be coached by a certified qualified coach. So that is the aim, the long-term that we have.
Yeah, so here's the thing. So is it then that a Premier League coach who intends to hire George Davis as technical director, I hope that doesn't happen, but just for argument's sake, is it that they have to send George Davis's credentials to the JFF, somebody for clearance, and that body will check the credentials to see if it matches what the requirements are? Is that what will happen under this new regime?
Well, what we're doing first is the FIFA Connect system that you hear so much about. What we're going to be doing is to upgrade, put every coach's qualification in that system. So that is what we're working towards before the next season starts. So so once you send in your coach name with the required coaching certification, then it will either be accepted or rejected right away when you're trying to register the coach.
Oh, and then that means then that you won't have the situation of a club, because of finances or otherwise, installing someone who doesn't have the qualifications, because if the name isn't in the database, that person can't take the job in the first place. Am I correct?
Well, clubs will do whatever they want to do. But what the factor is, if the coach is not qualified to coach in the league, he's not supposed to stand up and give himself that. I've seen a lot of clubs breaching that regulation even as we speak, but that is where we're heading to. So you could employ whoever you want, because you're a club, but the sport official will tell the person to stand down. You can't give him instruction, you don't go required.
Because you've answered an important question. So someone who's very good with people relations, bringing through youngsters like yourself, someone who's very good at imparting tactical instructions, can be with the team Monday to Saturday, but come Sunday or Monday evening when the JPL is being played, the person to sit on the bench and give instructions can't be that person who doesn't have the qualifications.
Correct.
Hear you on that. But Rudolph, we want to wish you all the best as you implement these changes. One last one, the coaching requirements and the order that you're trying to set up where that is concerned. Is that something that CONCACAF will take a dim view against if not implemented?
No. I mean, yesterday, I was hearing with some CONCACAF persons, and they were pleased. But it was not on their instructions. We is conscious of the fact that our coaching qualification badges is below all our main rivals. I mean, if you go to some countries and you're playing scrimmage, there's a B license coaching scrimmage. So that is where we want to reach. All our elite youth players should be coached by a B license coach. Our Premier League coaches should really be a A-licensed coach, and our national coaches should be pro-licensed. So that is where we're aiming to reach by 2026. So it's a progression.
Hear you on that. Rudolph Speed, thank you very much, and thanks for stopping by.
Okay.
That's Rudolph Speed, chairman of the JFF's technical committee and the head coach of the JPL Leaders Cavalier. Thank you for watching SportsMax on YouTube. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell to stay informed.